Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kat's English learning session. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important parts of learning any language, building vocabulary. When you think about English or any other language, words are the building blocks. Without enough words, you cannot express yourself. Without enough vocabulary, you cannot understand what other people are saying. So vocabulary is like the foundation of a house. The stronger the foundation, the stronger the house. But here is the problem. Many learners think that vocabulary means only memorizing a long list of words. They open a dictionary, they see thousands of words, and they feel stressed. They try to memorize everything, but after 1 week, they forget most of it. This is not an effective way to build vocabulary. Today, I will share with you practical methods, step by step, that can help you expand your English vocabulary naturally, effectively, and in a way that you can actually use. So, sit back, relax, and in the next 30 minutes, let's dive deep into the world of words. Part 1. Learning words in context. First, let us talk about learning words in context. What does this mean? It means that you should not study words alone. You should study them inside real sentences, real stories, or real conversations. For example, if you only memorize the word journey, you might forget it tomorrow. But if you read a sentence like, "My journey to London was full of surprises," then the word becomes alive. You can imagine it, you can connect it with an experience, and your brain remembers it longer. Think about how children learn. They don't pick up a dictionary. They hear words in everyday situations at the dinner table, in the park, during play. They learn words naturally, with meaning and context. So when you learn a new word, don't just write it down. Ask yourself, where did I find this word? How was it used? Can I create my own sentence with it? This method makes vocabulary practical, not just theoretical. Quick question for you. Have you ever memorized a word one day and completely forgotten it the next? If yes, that means you were learning the word without enough context. Context is the glue that makes vocabulary stick. Part 2. The power of repetition. Your brain needs to see a new word many times before it becomes part of your memory. Research shows that you may need to see or hear a word at least 7 to 10 times before it becomes natural for you. So do not feel bad if you forget words. Forgetting is normal. What matters is that you keep coming back. Watch different videos, read different texts, and let the same word appear again and again. A good trick is to create word encounters. For example, if you learn the word curious today, try to find it in a podcast tomorrow, see it in an article the next day, and write it in your journal later. Every encounter strengthens the connection. Another great way is to make word review a habit. For instance, every Sunday evening, you could look back at the words you learned that week. Ask yourself, do I still remember their meanings? Can I still make sentences with them? That simple review will help you hold the words for much longer. Remember, words are like friends. The first time you meet someone, you might forget their name, but after meeting them several times, you will never forget. Part 3. Active use of vocabulary. Many learners understand words when they read or listen, but they cannot use them in speaking or writing. This is passive knowledge. To make a word active, you need to use it. For example, let us take the word curious. You might read, "She is a curious student." To make this word active, you should try to use it in your own sentence. I am curious about space, or my little brother is curious about animals. You can even challenge yourself with mini tasks. For instance, decide that today you will use the word curious 3 times in conversation or in writing. At first, it feels forced, but soon it becomes natural. Another powerful way is role-playing. Pretend you are in a situation where you must use certain words. For example, if you are learning vocabulary about food, imagine yourself in a restaurant and practice ordering. If you are learning travel vocabulary, pretend you are at an airport asking for directions. Active use is like exercising a muscle. The more you practice, the stronger it gets. Part 4. Practical methods for vocabulary building. Now let us move to practical methods. Reading every day. Reading does not need to be boring. You can read novels, articles, blogs, or even subtitles. The key is consistency. 10 minutes of reading every day is better than 2 hours once a month. Watching English content with subtitles. For example, when you watch a movie or a YouTube video, turn on the English subtitles. When you see a new word, pause, check the meaning, and then continue. Over time, you will collect many useful words. Using vocabulary notebooks or apps, write down the new words you meet, but do not just write the translation. Write the sentence where you found the word, write your own example sentence, and review it later. Using flashcards. They can be physical cards or digital ones, like Anki or Quizlet. Flashcards are powerful because they use the principle of spaced repetition, which helps your brain remember things for a longer time. Learning word families. From the word create, we have creative, creation, creativity. Learning families gives you a bigger vocabulary faster. Learning collocations. Words that often go together. For example, make a decision, take a break, strong coffee. Learning collocations makes your English more natural. Quick check. Have you ever said big rain instead of heavy rain? That's why collocations are so important. Part 5. Expanding through interests. Vocabulary learning should not be a punishment. Connect it with your interests. If you love cooking, learn the vocabulary of recipes. If you love sports, learn the vocabulary of games. If you love technology, learn the vocabulary of gadgets. Also, try to combine vocabulary with your personal goals. For example, if your dream is to travel, focus on travel vocabulary. If your career is in business, focus on professional vocabulary. This way, every word you learn has a purpose, and that purpose makes learning more meaningful. Here is another tip. Try to make your hobbies English only. If you like playing video games, play them in English. If you enjoy reading comics, choose English ones. If you like watching cooking shows, switch to English-speaking chefs. That way, you enjoy your hobby and grow your vocabulary at the same time. Part 6. Extra strategies. Let me also share a few bonus strategies. Word maps. Write a word in the center of a page and draw connections to synonyms, antonyms, examples, and collocations. This visual method makes words stick in your memory. Storytelling. Take 5 new words and create a short story using them. This forces you to connect them creatively. Speaking challenges. Record yourself speaking for 2 minutes using 3 new words. Play it back and check if the words sound natural. Peer teaching. Teach your friend or classmate a new word you learned. Teaching is one of the best ways to learn. Gamification. Turn vocabulary into a game. Reward yourself when you master 10 new words, or challenge a friend to a word quiz. Remember, learning does not have to be serious all the time. The more fun you make it, the easier it becomes. Part 7. Building habits. Finally, remember that vocabulary growth is about building habits. 1. Listen to at least 10 minutes of English every morning. 2. Read one article during lunch. 3. Write 3 sentences with new words every night. 4. Watch one English video before bed. These habits are small, but together they create a powerful environment where English is always present. Ask yourself, what small habit can I start today? Maybe it's reading one headline in English every morning. Maybe it's writing a short diary entry before bed. Whatever it is, do it consistently. Part 8. Common mistakes to avoid. Before we finish, let me share some common mistakes learners make when studying vocabulary. 1. Memorizing without using. If you never use the words, you will lose them. 2. Learning too many words at once. Focus on quality, not just quantity. 10 well-learned words are better than 50 forgotten ones. 3. Relying only on translations. Try to connect words with images, experiences, or emotions instead of just your native language. 4. Ignoring pronunciation. If you learn a word but don't know how to say it, it won't help in conversation. Always check pronunciation. 5. Not reviewing. Learning once is not enough. Review is the key to remembering. If you avoid these mistakes, your vocabulary journey will be much smoother. If you follow these steps consistently, in 6 months, you will notice a big change in your English. Your vocabulary will grow, your confidence will grow, and your ability to understand and express yourself will improve. Remember, vocabulary is the key to communication. Every new word is like a new tool in your toolbox. The more tools you have, the more things you can build. Thank you for listening to this session, and I hope you keep building your vocabulary every single day. With patience, practice, and passion, English will not feel like a foreign language, it will feel like a part of your life.